If this was your first episode listening to us, give us another chance. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. I'm your host, Kelee.
And I'm Jimmy.
Okay, everything has been going well so far during our recording session. Jimmy's back. It's been a while since Jimmy's been here.
I missed it.
I know. Me too. I'm excited for this one.
Me too.
So we've been doing fun facts with the hosts because people have told me that they want to get to know the hosts. So I'm like, okay, cool. We'll do fun facts every episode. And I was thinking, because the day we're recording this, Spotify Wrapped came out yesterday. So I was like, do we say our Spotify Wrapped?
Yeah, that'd be
and
fun.
our top 5 artists or songs?
Yeah, I'm
cool.
in.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first? Or do you
yeah,
want to
you
go
can go
first?
first.
Okay.
Oh, you know it off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Oh.
So top artists, Beyonce, Taylor Swift.
Of course.
Harry Styles, Casey Musgraves, and who did I miss?
I don't know.
I don't know who the fifth one was. Oh, maybe I should look. And my top 5 songs were all from Beyonce's album Renaissance.
Wow.
Justice for Heated, because Heated's my favorite song on the entire album.
But it didn't
and
make it on?
didn't make it in the top 5.
What?
Break My Soul, Song of the Year for me. You won't break my soul.
Okay, I need to listen to that album.
Yeah, you do.
I've been slacking.
It's the album of the year. Rolling Stones named it today, so check it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not Midnights by T Swift?
Not Midnights by T Swift.
Crazy.
Yeah. How about you? Let's hear yours.
Okay, mine, I don't know my songs. I didn't screenshot my songs, but my artist top, number 1, Taylor Swift, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Gray. 3, AJR. 4, Quinn, XCII. Do you know who that is? I don't know how to say his name. Is it Quinn? I used to think it was Quincy. I usually just call him Quinn. Somebody told me it's Quinn92. I have no idea.
I have no clue.
Yeah, Quinn. And then number 5, Griffin, which was surprising because 3 out of 5 are DJs.
Mm-hmm.
Gray, Quinn, and Griffin are all DJs. And I was like, wow, I didn't think I listened to that much music like that, but I guess I did. And then my number 1 song was Feel Good by Griffin. And I was like,
I love that song.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel like nobody knows it.
Yeah, no, I love that song.
Amazing. Okay, I listened to it 121 times.
Okay, I don't know if I love it that much.
I was like, I don't know what I was going through, but
Well,
I listened to it a lot, I guess. I guess
you
it's like
feel
almost
good?
every day, or it's like half the year listening to it one time a day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you feel good?
I feel great.
That's so good.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I hadn't listened to it for like a few days, and then my Spotify Wrapped came out, and I was like, oh shit, that song. And then I listened to it. It was the first thing I did this morning. I was like, wow.
Okay, good way to start the day.
Yeah. So
like
everyone stream Feel Good featuring Daya by Griffin.
Yeah, and stream Heated by Beyonce from the Renaissance album.
Look at my mic.
By Beyonce.
I'm so sorry. My mic is literally touching my chest like a child.
You're getting choked?
Yes, check out Beyonce's album. I need to do the same.
Yeah, that's your homework for the week.
Yes. Okay, good idea. I will definitely do that. Hot take, I don't think I like Harry Styles' music that much. Like, anytime I hear a song, I'm never like, oh my God, I love this song, other than Watermelon Sugar. Do you like the song Music for a Sushi Restaurant?
Yeah.
I don't.
Toxic. Music for a sushi restaurant. Oh, jeez. Oh, how did I not know? Maggie Rogers.
Oh, of course.
Love her. Maggie Rogers.
Oh,
yeah.
she's a queen.
Yeah.
Love her.
Okay, that's it. Sorry.
No.
Little
I'm
sidetrack
glad you found out.
Yeah, Maggie Rogers. Justice for Maggie.
What's your favorite song by Maggie Rogers?
From the latest album, I love Horses. Ugh.
Okay, I don't know her latest album.
Oh.
The song
okay,
Dog
Alex.
Years, though.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
So good.
Like
I
one
love
of the
that.
best songs I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
It's on my favorite songs playlist, which is
Really?
like 10 songs or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so good.
She's great. That one I love. I mean, Love You for a Long Time, obviously. Like Alaska, all like of her. Like
OG,
yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
I was gonna go see her in Boston, but I can't afford it. It's like too expensive to get up there, and like,
It's so far away too.
yeah, it's like $190 for a general admission concert. Like, I don't know if I could do that.
What?
Mm-hmm.
For Maggie Rogers. $190.
Yeah, and she's not coming to Philly.
Where?
Maggie, if you're listening, come here. In Boston, I forget where it is. It's like one of the smaller venues, but
That's more than I paid to see Justin Bieber, which never happened because he got sick and he still hasn't rescheduled half of his tour.
right.
And I'm really sad about it.
Yeah, no. It's more than what I paid to see Taylor Swift. Yes, I'm going to go see Taylor Swift.
I don't even want to tell you how much I paid for my Taylor Swift tickets.
Okay.
But I will say it's may or may not be more than triple the price of the Maggie Rogers.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, man, I paid $142.
For where? In the stadium?
Oh, I'm in the nosebleeds, but that's okay.
Wow.
I like the 50-yard line.
We are very close. Like
Okay.
100s section. I don't know what section. Row 23 though.
Oh, that's nice. It's worth it.
I know.
It'll be worth it.
I hope it's worth it. I know it will be, but it's just like so hard to justify spending that much.
It's a lot of money.
The seats are amazing. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. But it's so much. I'm so mad. Do you feel like you have survivor's guilt from getting tickets?
Yeah, I do. But one of my friends, her and her sister paid $845 a ticket, but they're third row on the floor. So,
that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, but they said they could sell them for like $10,000, but they're
would
not.
they actually sell for $10,000 though?
I don't know.
Because like the tickets on Ticketmaster are listed at $30,000 and $50,000, but that's just the listing price. Like someone actually has to buy it.
Right.
Which I feel like nobody's going to pay that.
I agree.
Because if you could pay $30,000 for a concert ticket, you wouldn't need to buy your ticket on StubHub or Ticketmaster. Like if you can spend that much, you could get tickets through connections, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like nobody's actually spending that.
Yeah.
10,000 people might. I don't know. Which is insane.
Yeah. Too much either way.
I wonder if she'll add more dates though.
She's going to have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, T-Swift, my queen. Worth it. Can't wait.
Me either.
Look at this outfit. I feel like with this blanket and this sweater.
You're like a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
I thought this sweater was like Taylor Swift vibey. That's why
it is. It's maroon.
I know. I wish the concert wasn't in May because I would wear it.
Yes.
But it'll be too hot.
Wow. I don't know what I'm going to wear yet.
Me either.
I'm going to plan for the next year.
A red scarf.
I heard the red scarf is kind of a metaphor. Did you hear this?
For her period. No. It's
I heard it. Why would she write about her period?
Oh no, it was her 21st birthday in the Ultra Well song.
Yeah. I heard that it was a metaphor for her virginity.
Okay, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Her period.
That's what I meant. I meant her virginity.
Yeah. So maybe it might be that.
That's why I'm not an OBGYN or whatever.
Her period. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, should we jump into it?
Yeah, here we go.
Yay. Our theme is very loose, but it's stories that I was on the fence about, or maybe I disagreed with what the Reddit comments said.
Okay. I didn't know what the topic was before I got here, so I'm excited.
It's a loose theme.
Yeah, we'll jump right into it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Am I the asshole for asking my husband to join us in my sister's birthday since he was in the same restaurant? I, 26 female, was invited to my sister's 18th birthday a few days ago at a restaurant. My husband didn't come because he said he had a meeting dinner with some clients. This made my family feel let down, especially my sister, who wanted him there, and also her 18th birthday was a big deal to her. To my surprise, when I arrived, I noticed that my husband was having his meeting at the same place. His table was right around the corner, and he had about 4 men sitting next to him. My parents and the guests saw him as well. I waved for him, and he saw me, but ignored me. He obviously was as surprised as I was. My parents asked why he didn't even come over to the table to acknowledge them after the cake arrived. I got up and walked to his table. I stood there and said, "Excuse me." My husband was silent, and I asked, after I introduced myself to the clients, if he'd take a few minutes to join me and the family in the candle blowing and say happy birthday, but he barely let out a phrase and said, "I don't think so. I'm busy right now." I insisted, saying that it'd just take a couple minutes and that it means so much to my sister. He stared at me and then stared awkwardly back at his clients. They said nothing, and he got up after my parents were motioning for me to hurry up. He sat with us while my sister blew out the candles and cut the cake. My parents insisted that he takes a piece and join us in the selfie, but he got up and walked back to his table looking pissed. We haven't talked till we met later at home. He was upset and started scolding me in front of my parents, saying I embarrassed him and made him look unprofessional and ruined his business meeting. I told him he overreacted since it only took a few minutes and it was my sister's birthday and my family wanted him to join since he was literally in the same restaurant. He called me ignorant and accused me of tampering with his work, but I responded that ignoring mine and my family's presence was unacceptable. We argued, then he started stonewalling me and refused to talk to me at all. FYI, I didn't have an issue with him missing the event, but after seeing that he was already there, then it became a different story. Also, it literally took 5 to 7 minutes. He didn't even eat or drink, just sat down and watched.
Okay, I know where I am on this one.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
tell me.
I think I'm on his side.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, depending on like how serious the business meeting was, I don't know anything about business or business meetings to be honest. But if he was trying to like broker like a big deal or get a big deal with like a different client, even if it is 5 to 7 minutes, one, it almost looks like premature. I'm assuming is like a young professional. I think she said she was 26, right?
Yeah.
And her sister was 18.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's probably a young professional wanting to be taken seriously. Could you imagine someone coming up to him being like, you have to come sing happy birthday to my little sister.
Yeah.
It's her birthday. My parents are over there. They want like, and you're trying to make a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm on his side.
At first I was on hers because I was like, oh, you can just tell your clients like, oh, I just saw my wife over there. Let me go say hi. But then after reading the comments, everyone was like, said the same thing as you, that business meetings are not the same thing as dinner with friends. You can't just excuse yourself for a moment to go chat with your family. When you attend a meeting, it's expected that the people in it have cleared their schedules so the appointment won't be interrupted. You know it was a coincidence, but your husband's business partners might be thinking that you guys arranged the dinners to be in the same restaurant, and that would damage his professionalism in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, your husband said he didn't want to attend the celebration. He had a meeting. That sounds really important. And what do? You coerced him to participate anyway? I get why he blew up with you. Whether you realized it or not, you acted disrespectfully, unprofessionally, and you may have jeopardized his career.
Okay, that might be a little dramatic.
Yeah, I think that one was a bit dramatic. It's like he jeopardized his career. I don't know.
Maybe the deal, but like,
yeah.
But again, I'm still on his side.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because they talked about it beforehand and like he had said like that he can't go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they just so happen to be at the same restaurant. Like he would not, that wouldn't have been an option if not. So to me, it should have been like he's not included.
Okay, I definitely changed my mind after hearing other people's perspectives because the first time I read this, I was like, of course, just go say hi. But then I was like, yeah, I didn't think about the fact that the business partners could be like, oh, they planned this just so he could go and do both and he doesn't care about this. And yeah, okay, I learned from this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you always gotta like sit and digest a little bit, I guess, right?
And ask Reddit commenters what they think.
Yeah, that's why they turn to Reddit, right?
Am I the asshole for telling my partner not to join the same gym as me? My girlfriend, 29 female, and I, 33 male, just moved to New York City. We're coming from Colorado where we first began living together and now carrying on in the Big Apple. We have a little less space now, but I don't think that bothers either of us too much. Even despite the move, my girlfriend and I have always been open and transparent when it comes to having our own individual lives from each other. We love each other very much, but we understand that having a healthy relationship can often act as a byproduct to having a healthy individual state of mind. While we prioritize spending time together, we also hold doing things individually with high importance. So now that we're in New York, we both need gym memberships. In our search, I found a gym that I felt confidently would meet all of my needs. I was pretty sure it was the perfect fit for me. She was simultaneously doing her own search, but for whatever reason, didn't come across the gym that I had found and was generally underwhelmed with what she had found. She wasn't that excited about any of them. She wanted me to tell her about the one that I found so she could consider joining herself. So I told her the name, she looked it up, and she was very interested. It checked all of her boxes as well. I told her that I'd prefer to keep the gym as separate activities, a space we could... Sorry. I don't know why I think that's funny. A space we could each have for ourselves. In other words, don't join the same gym that I'm joining. I felt particularly strong about this considering we're living in a small apartment now, and I was clinging to the idea of a gym as my own personal getaway whenever needed. At first, her reaction was only slightly negative. I explained why I felt this way, and ultimately, she said she understood. I've since joined the gym and have been going regularly, but whenever I come home and she asks me, how was it? I tell her great, and then I just feel a massive amount of guilt because I know she'd like to be a member as well. Am I the asshole? Isn't this hard?
It sounds like they don't really have much going on.
Well,
they're fighting over... Well, I understand. I understand it kind of.
Yeah. My first thought was that he's not an asshole because I'm like, okay, you're allowed to have preferences and you're allowed to have things that you want to do by yourself in a relationship and things that you want to do together. But then I was like, okay, it's also a gym and it's a public space. Like, it's not like he's asking to go for a walk by himself a couple times a week, which I feel like would be fine. This is like a gym that she's interested in and it would better her life as well.
Right. And it's not like a small book club.
Yeah.
Or like something where it's like gyms are big. You don't usually follow each other around. Like you're doing different workouts. They don't have to go at the same time every day.
Yeah.
Like they could just belong at the same gym. I don't understand, like,
yeah.
Unless it's like a CrossFit maybe type gym where it's like community and like he wanted to like find his own community that way.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think he had good intentions. He was like, oh yeah, we'll just join separate gyms. But then when it comes down to it, it's like none of the other ones were as good. So you just get the good one and then you make her go to either none at all or a worse one just because you want to go. You can still go to the gym by yourself.
Right. Yeah, like maybe someone could go in the morning before work and someone goes at night or...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. There was an edit. He said, clear consensus here is that I am the asshole. That's fair. Although one thing I'd like to clear up. Lots of people seem to think my motivation behind this is so that I can gawk, hit on, and maybe even sleep with other women at the gym in peace. Even if I were very single, I would never invade someone's personal space at a place like a gym. It's a safe space where people go for mental and physical health. I would never deteriorate that environment for someone else because I think they're attractive. Anyway, I apologized to my girlfriend earlier today. She scheduled a tour of the gym for this weekend. I told her I'll use all the referral credits I get from the gym if she signs up to go to a nice dinner together. We're all assholes sometimes. Why am I like gonna cry?
Okay.
But this makes me feel lucky to have her. I always knew that she was the actual better half. She continues to show it too. Lucky guy. Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
Wait, this really took a turn.
See, that's when the internet like humbles you.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn. Okay. And you know what? Props to him for not trying to make excuses and just owning up and being like, how could I make this right?
So true. Wait, I like him.
Yeah. And
He's
I don't
sweet.
think like even when we first had read it, like that part didn't really cross my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe it did for like a hot second, but like not really. Like if he's gonna cheat, he'll cheat anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like it didn't cross my mind because I definitely like going to the gym alone. And then if someone else was there, even a friend, I'd be like so distracted by them. But yeah, I don't think I'd ask my partner not to join it. Maybe just don't talk to me while we're there. But
yeah.
Anyway, I love that he admitted he was wrong and changed his opinion and that he was on her side. Oh my God, there's still good people out there.
And girl, you got a dinner out of it.
I know.
Hell yeah.
So cute. And you know what they also got? An open and honest conversation about their disagreements.
Just be honest.
And a resolution. Wow.
That's healthy.
That is so healthy. Goals. Goals.
Wish I knew what that was like.
Me too. Am I the asshole for declining to switch seats with a woman so that she could sit next to her disabled husband on a flight?
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. I, 24 female, was on an American Airlines flight last week. I am sitting in 18C, an aisle seat, and I have already boarded and put my things away. There's another person in the window seat, a woman and her husband/boyfriend, both in their mid-30s from what I could tell, boarding the plane, and she is physically helping him down the aisle as he is unable to walk on his own. I do not know why they did not pre-board with a wheelchair. They stop right next to my seat and she asks me to move so she can help him into his seat. No problem. After he sits, we are both standing in the aisle holding up the boarding passes and she asks me to switch seats with her. Her seat is 24B, a middle seat and further back. I say no. She says she needs help getting up if he needs to use the restroom, so she needs my seat. It's a 1.5-hour flight. I still say no. I paid extra for the seat upgrade and I sit back down. She huffs and puffs to her own seat. No issues arose throughout the flight. The man next to me was fine watching movies on his phone. Am I the asshole for not switching seats?
I mean, I truly, like, I'll fly Spirit and I'll be in that last seat, last row, and I don't give a shit. As if I'm up in the air and I'm down and I'm safe and I'm there on time, I don't really care. So to me, yes. I mean, it's a short flight. Is it really going to make that, from row 18 to 24?
Yeah.
That's 6 rows.
But she did pay for the seat, and it's an aisle seat superior.
How
I
much
love an
money
aisle
do you think
seat.
she really paid to upgrade? Like $20?
Yeah, probably.
Like not that much.
Yeah. But I feel like it's just the principle. It's like the couple could have paid as well to sit together.
Yeah, that's true.
Or she could have asked the person that was supposed to be sitting next to her if they wanted to take the closer seat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then switch that way. Does that make sense? Would that make sense? Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think so.
Like instead of switching. Wait.
No,
Yeah.
because she would have, there was only one seat. She was going to switch with that lady. Flip
Yeah,
flop.
like instead of the
Or maybe if someone from row 24
wanted to go to 18. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
that would have been the better idea.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
just ask the flight attendant. Be like, my husband is disabled. Is there any way that I can sit next to him on the flight? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like then they would make the decision to move people and they know who paid and who didn't. So they wouldn't move someone who paid to a worse seat.
Yeah, or they'd at least try.
Yeah. I kind of think she's not the asshole. I don't know. Like, if it was a 16-hour flight and the guy was like terribly disabled and like could not be alone and the person asked really nicely, maybe I would feel differently. But it's like an hour and a half long flight and I just love an aisle seat. Wait, am I just an asshole?
No, I don't think you are. I'm a people pleaser to a fault.
Yeah.
So if someone came up to me and asked me that, I also just like work with people with disabilities. So I'm like,
Okay.
which not that you like are not as empathetic as me, but I just feel like I see that and like
Yeah.
my mind every time is like, how can I help? Like I worked in the rehabs, I worked in the skilled nursings.
Okay.
So like I always want to do whatever I could.
You're changing
But
my
people's
mind.
mindsets aren't always that. And it doesn't
Yeah.
make you an asshole. It's just more so like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. That's true. I think it just comes with the like paying for something because that just shows that it was an option to pay. So the wife could have paid to sit next to her husband, but she didn't. It was like
Yeah.
bad planning on their part.
I wonder if he like twisted his ankle that day. Like I would really like to know like how,
Yeah.
you know, how this disability came
Exactly.
upon, because like I'm sure if she alerted the airline to that, they would make accommodations prior to them boarding the flight.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, okay, if it was really like this horrible, like life or death, like they cannot be apart. I feel like if that's how you live your life, like wouldn't they know that they would have to prepare for that when they're getting on a flight? Like
Yeah.
not everyone is able to switch. Like what if they happen to be sitting next to another disabled couple that also had to sit next to each other so they couldn't move even if they wanted to, you know?
Right, or like a family, like
Yeah,
a mom
exactly.
with two small kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like, did
Yeah.
the wife of the man just assume that the person who was assigned the seats next to him would move just because she asked him to? Like, I feel like that's not good planning either.
No.
Yeah, I kind of think she's not an asshole, but maybe I'm just an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know if I would give her like a full-blown asshole label.
Yeah.
But like to me, and also I just think like I just like don't care. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
Especially for an hour and a half flight. Like to me that
True.
would make it more so be like whatever. Like
Yeah.
sit, like let's just get this plane moving. Like I'm not gonna sit here and argue.
So
sit
true.
down, I'll move back. You know what I mean?
You're inspiring
But
me.
yeah.
The overall vote was not the asshole. Their
Okay.
poor planning is not your responsibility to fix. If she needed two seats together to assist him, she should have done it when booking or spoken to the staff before or during boarding.
I agree with that.
Not just assume that she can demand that someone swap. Everyone knows that a window or aisle seat to the middle is a downgrade. The fair offer to swap would have been her taking someone else's middle seat to give them a window seat somewhere else that they agreed. So true.
Yeah, she should have tried more options.
Yeah. Also just asking the staff, like it's their whole job. It's not on other passengers to decide to move. Yeah. Okay, but I do have an open mind now. Maybe next time, if this ever happens to me, I'm like, secretly I was obese. No.
Yeah, right.
But if this ever happens to me, I'll be like, okay, you know what? It's just a flight. It's just an hour and a half. I get shafted to the middle seat half the time anyway.
Do you?
Yes,
Yeah.
on my longest flights. I'm like, God damn.
Really?
Yeah. Not that
I
I'm
know. I
complaining
usually don't
to
have that
fly.
issue because like of being tall.
Oh.
Like 6'3". These legs, like they kind of need the aisle.
Yeah.
But
But what if you were assigned a middle seat? Would you just pay to switch?
no, I'd probably just take it. Depending how long the flight is. Like if it were longer than like 3 hours, then I probably would have to
Yeah.
pay to switch maybe. I don't know.
So what if it was a 16-hour flight and they asked you to move to the middle seat. You're tall.
That would be hard. No, it would be hard. It would be very hard. I don't know.
I think talk to the staff. It's their job to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I would say like ask them, see if anyone else will.
Yeah.
I would explain like I'm tall. Like it's very hard for me to sit in the middle. Like I don't have room for my legs. And then maybe we could figure it out that way. But that'd be tough.
I vote not the asshole though.
I'd vote like, you know, like middle of the road. Like
yes. Okay.
Yeah. But
on
again, I'm a people pleaser to a fault.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh no, this one got removed. Okay, well, the one story I was going to read got removed, but it's about a prenup, so I feel like we don't need a whole story.
We want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah.
Partner is upset at me for bringing up a prenup. My partner feels it's an attack on their character. Okay. Would you do a prenup if you got married? This is like a no story, like side tangent.
Yeah. So on the Real Housewives of Potomac, there's this one housewife, her name's Ashley Darby, and she was younger, marrying this older man who had money, and he wanted a prenup. They wrote like a prenup that expired after 5 years or like X amount of years or something like that. So then it wasn't like she wasn't able to rob this man or whatever. Like,
okay.
I don't know. Like maybe I would agree to one like that.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I'm such a hypocrite. I would be like, if I made more than the guy, I would want one. And if the guy made more than me, I wouldn't.
Want one, yeah.
I'm like, I'm fully just going to be a hypocrite for a second. But, you know, maybe if I ever fall in love and I actually trust someone enough to not cheat on me or divorce me. Or do you know there's prenups that are just, what's it called? Infidelity clauses.
I have heard of that because there's another Real Housewife that's doing that now in a prenup. But how do you prove that? Like,
you would need proof. You would need like evidence, I think, in a
right,
court.
like I feel like that would be hard to really hold up, no?
Well,
like
people
what
get
evidence?
proof by like spying on their husband, like going to a restaurant and taking pictures of them at dinner with someone, or sometimes people walk in on their partners cheating. It's like if you see them in bed, you just like take a picture and that's proof.
Okay.
And then I feel like sometimes people would just admit to it. Like if it came down to it and you're in court and you're like, the prenup would make everything easier. It would just like settle it. We wouldn't have to like go back and forth.
Right.
I feel like some people would just admit it. I don't know.
Yeah. I think like, for example, like you have like your own business, right? Like you run like things. You want to protect what you built. So like I understand when people do it for things like that because like I would maybe write like a business clause or something where like anything related to my business is like mine. You know what I mean? Because like if you work so hard to build that, then.
Yeah. I think sometimes in marriage though, there's certain assets that are irrelevant to a divorce if you had them before the marriage. So like if you inherited a home from your parents and then you got married 10 years later, I think that wouldn't be relevant in your divorce. Or maybe I'm wrong about that.
Well, I think it would depend if you get married and you put like your husband or wife's name on the house.
Right, but if it was
then
just
it
yours.
would. But if you just keep just your name on, then maybe it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So if you ever marry someone with the house, be like, I would love to be on the house.
I just want to build our lives
All
together.
jokes.
So put me on your mortgage, or not your mortgage, just on your home deed.
I really want to pay some of your mortgage. Put me on the mortgage.
Okay, so what if you were in I'm just like going to play Would You Rather now on this episode because one Reddit story got deleted. So I'm like,
perfect.
I'm going on a tangent. Okay, what if you were in your like perfect dream relationship and you were in love with this person? Everything is perfect. You only have like the most like normal problems, you know, that everyone has. So it's just a normal relationship, and then they asked you for a prenup. Would you be like, why would you want to plan on divorcing me? Or would you be like, sure?
Wait, so are you already married, or this is like before you're married?
Oh, did I say you're married? No, you're just in a relationship with them.
And then they just randomly were like, I would want a prenup, just so you know. I don't know. I would just be like, okay, I'm open to it. Like,
really?
Yeah, probably.
I think I would too, unless they were super, super rich.
It's like it's so hard because like, I don't know, I think of like my parents, like that was literally not even like
a thing
on their mind. So I'm like hopeful that whatever relationship that I'm in, that's like not even like on the docket, but I understand that a lot of times it is.
Yeah.
In that situation, I don't know. I think that I would feel some type of way though.
Oh yeah,
where I'm
me
like,
too.
You want a prenup because you have some type of reservation about this relationship.
Yeah.
And like that would be
Totally.
like a little bit of like a alarm for me, but
Mhm.
I understand why people get them though.
Yeah. I feel like it's also something that you can like hold over their head. But no, a prenup is like, I think it's still like if you build something together during the marriage, then it's split. Maybe that's what a prenup is. It's like anything before the marriage that you built. Well, I guess it depends on what the terms are. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But
Yeah.
okay, another question. Well, I'll say my thoughts on that one first. Yeah, I think it would make me really sad, but realistically, I'm like, it makes sense. Like nobody plans on getting divorced. Like nobody plans on getting cheated on. So maybe I would do one that's solely an infidelity clause because I'm like, I know I'm not going to cheat,
Right.
but if you cheat, I still am entitled to all the money from the life we built together.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so maybe I'll do an infidelity prenup if I
Yeah.
ever get married.
That's fair. I'll just put the fear in their fucking eyes. The second that we get married, I'll be like, so you're not going to do anything, right?
I would kind of hate it. I feel like it would like loom over me, you
What,
know?
a prenup?
Yeah. It's like because then they can do whatever they want and they're not going to lose anything,
Right.
which I hate. I hate that idea.
Did you see Kim K is getting $200,000 per kid?
Oh, per kid?
Yes.
Shut up.
Yeah, per month.
That's wild.
I think per kid, or maybe it's just in general. Either way,
Okay.
200 grand,
That's crazy.
pretty good amount. I mean, for them, that's probably not that much even, but
No, it's not. But also it's like,
for me,
I don't know. My friend was like, oh, she doesn't need that much. I'm like, well, it's not about needing it. It's about fair splitting your assets. I don't know. Does he have custody at all?
I don't know. I'd just be like, don't give me a penny, get off Twitter and come pick up your kids. Like, see your children, you know? That's what I would probably want. Or she might want to protect them from him because, I don't know.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
just-
he's bad.
Yeah.
I defended Kanye. We'll get political for a second. I defended him. I was like, you know what? Life of Pablo tour. He's going through it. You know, he has mental health issues. He can work past it. The past 4 months, done.
Yeah, I mean, I respect him as an artist. I think his fashion line is terrible. I'll die on the hill. Yeezy is like not cute. Stop trying to make it happen.
Wait, is it not cute? I don't even know what it looks like.
I don't think it's cute. People will kill me for it, but but yeah, no, I think he has all of the access to every resource in the world to get help.
Yeah.
So it's disappointing.
There's no excuse.
I want to feel for him. I really do. I do feel for him.
I don't anymore.
But I just wish that he would get well, especially because I think about his kids.
Yeah.
It's for the children.
For the children. I mean, they don't deserve it, but he's out of line.
Mm-hmm. And like the anti-Semitism and like
that's what I
everything like
mean.
that is just like it's inexcusable.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't care what kind of mental health issues you have. That's
it's unforgivable.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's why I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, on that part, I have no remorse at all. Like that's not okay.
Yeah, I'm like, pay Kim $10 million a month until they're 18. Would he be able to afford that? Probably, yeah. Maybe not 10 million a month. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, another question about divorce.
Okay.
What if your partner asked you for a post-nup? Do you know what post-nup is a thing?
No, what's that?
Post-nuptial agreement. So it's basically like putting into place what a prenup would have put in, but you just decide on it after you're married and you work with a lawyer in the same way.
If there was cheating, well, no, if I get cheated on, I'm out.
So if you were to get cheated on though, and then start the process of divorce, a post-nup wouldn't be relevant. You would just do a divorce settlement, but post-nup is like before you have any issues. You still don't plan on getting a divorce in theory, but you're just like, oh, just in case. So like the thought process you go through for a prenup, it just happens a few months before your wedding. And this would happen in theory a few months after your wedding or a few years after your wedding.
No,
neither would I.
No.
Unless it was my idea.
Yeah.
I'm such a hypocrite.
You are literally the definition of a hypocrite with this stuff.
Okay, I'm so far away from getting married and like being in love and trusting someone that I'm like, I just have to speak from like not trusting, like my current mindset, which is I don't trust anyone. Everyone's horrible. Everyone lies. Like, what else am I supposed to think?
That's facts, though. No, yeah, but after I'd be like, no, no way, honey. You signed up for this.
Yeah.
You got that marriage certificate.
Okay, what if you were married? I'm so bad.
And you hit the Powerball.
Yes.
Is that what you were going to say?
No, I was going to something similar. I was going to say like, what if you got married and then you inherited like a shit ton of money from your parents or your grandparents or something and your partner didn't know about it yet? You could ask him for a post-nup. Or even if they did know about it, you could still ask them.
Yeah, well, I would hope, I don't know how it exactly works, but I think like you have to, when you're inheriting from your parents or grandparents, like you have to have both names on it. So like it would be like, if we were married, it would be like James J and Kelee Bovell.
Oh, really?
Or something like that. That's what I would hope.
Oh, okay.
That's what I would probably try to get. So, because like, for example, like when my mom had passed away, my dad put everything in like our names that like he had in their name.
Okay.
Just to make sure that like everything was like fine or whatever, like if anything were to happen to him, you know what I mean? But I think that it technically gets split like 3 ways between like me and my 2 sisters. But my one sister's married, the other one's engaged right now. But I don't think technically like their spouse is on it. So it goes to my sister, but not technically her husband.
Yeah.
I think.
No, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you inherited this money, I don't know. I also think that if I trusted someone enough, which I hope I do, I hope I find someone that when I inherit money, I'm going to be like, it's ours, not mine. But I don't know. People do shady shit. I've been going so deep into Reddit recently that I'm just like, how can I ever trust
so deep
anyone?
You started a podcast.
Yes, literally. But like, okay. So not you though. Because I feel like, okay, we probably wouldn't. It's like if we're married, we're reasonable people. By the time I get married, if I actually get to that point with someone, I'm going to fully trust them and see life as our life and not my life, and our money and not my money. At least that's what I hope for. Maybe that's unrealistic. Who knows? But what if your husband asked you for a postnup like 2 months after the wedding? Like everything was going well. You had this perfect relationship and they were like, I'm just like freaking out. Postnup. Let's do it.
I think first reaction I'd be like, why? Like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
But then if it were like, if I still felt like our relationship was really strong and there was no other reservation and it was just like something that popped up and it was like either you're going to do this or I'm like leaving. Well, no, because if you're going to leave, then leave.
Yeah, exactly.
No. I had to just like talk that one out. No.
Yeah.
Adios.
The prenup thing, it's so deep. There's so many layers to it.
Yeah, no, I'm not about it.
I hope that when I find love, I'm so deep in it that a prenup won't even cross my mind. And then if it does come up, I know that my partner and I will be able to talk through it honestly. But I feel like I like the infidelity clause because then it's like, I know I'm good. And then if you want to do something shady.
Like those 2 hosts on Good Morning America.
What?
You didn't see that?
No.
I forget their names. You would know both of them if you saw them.
Is it 2 women?
No, a man and a woman.
Okay.
They used to go on double dates with their spouses, like would go to their kids' birthday parties together, things like that, having an affair.
Shut up.
They were recorded, like pictures, everything, holding hands in the back of an Uber or limo or a taxi. They went on a romantic getaway to upstate New York and someone was literally taking pictures of them loading the car and he was like slapping her ass. Like it's all very out and open. And then they both deactivated all their social media accounts yesterday.
That's crazy.
It was in the Daily Mail.
That's crazy.
See, so like that's why it just scares me, like the cheating thing. So yeah, I'm about an infidelity clause, definitely.
Yeah, no, I think that
like,
too.
Who's your coworker?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, it's one thing. I get it. People fall out of love. They see someone else and they fall in love with them, even though they're married. Like shit happens. Just break up with me though. Like why the fuck do you have to cheat? It's so bad. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So, oh my God, that's wild. That's what I mean. It's like people are like, oh, I'm in this like amazing. Me and Rebecca were just talking about this last week. It's like, do you ever really know someone? Because you're like, oh, I love them so much. They would never cheat on me. And then it's like, people get cheated on all the time. It's like, did they not think that they knew their partner? I mean, I'm sure some people are just in shitty relationships and they're lying to themselves. But some people, it's like, oh, this is my most like best relationship ever. It's perfect. We have no issues. And then they get cheated on.
Right. And you don't want to like self-sabotage your own relationship and be like so skeptical of everything and like you have to trust at some point. But
yeah, totally.
I don't know. You just never know.
I know. So that's why prenup.
Yeah. And yeah, and my dad would hear this and he'd be like, the fuck's the matter with you?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope to be in a stable relationship like that.
Me too. Me too. Okay, hopefully by the time I get married, I'll feel differently about this once I find someone that I can trust. And then I'll be like, oh wait, I was so wrong. You know, that's my goal.
Goals. Trust. Oh, it's not looking good. Hold on. Do you mind if we take a 5-minute break so that I could go through my Tinder and my Hinge right now?
Please.
Oh.
No. It's so funny when like, I don't know, like I was like thinking, I forget why this thought came up, but just like the idea that's like, oh, if a guy, it was probably a Reddit story that I was reading. It's like, oh, if a guy did this. Yes. Okay. Last week on the podcast, Rebecca and I were talking about a story, and I was like, I just don't get how you can like a guy this much to like ignore these red flags. And I'm like, damn, I am so low. And then I was like thinking, I'm like, it has been so long since I have cared about a man's actions. And I'm not trying to be funny. It's not a joke. I'm not being dramatic. It's very sad. Like, I just like, it has been so long. I'm like, you want to do something? Do it.
Right.
Like, I don't fucking care.
And now I've been going on dates, and then these men get my Instagram and they see Stop the Internet Podcast, and I'm getting texts. I
know.
with like direct quotes from this thing that we're doing. So if you're listening,
I know. I'm like, if you're a man and we've hung out in the past 2 years, just don't listen to this.
I might get to know me off of that.
I know. I'm like, this is gonna get me in trouble. What I say on
No,
here.
I don't think. No, this is what you see is what you get. But
yeah, I think though that I am very skeptical of people overall, like men overall. But then there are people that it's like you meet people and you're like, oh, you know, this is a good person.
Right.
So,
I
like,
know. Well, that's how I felt when I met you. Like, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, not
so
like you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. And I feel like I've been trying to not have expectations. Like, I don't know. I was talking to a friend of mine and I'm like, dude, like, I just like everyone lies. Everyone is horrible. Like, they all suck. And then I'm like, how do I not think about that? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's just like everyone you meet, you're like, oh, what's fucking wrong with you?
Right.
Like, you couldn't possibly be normal because no one's fucking normal. And then my friend's like, you can't think that. You just have to have no expectations and trust people who feel like you can trust them. And that's
Hope for the best. Yeah.
I was thinking about that though, because I sit here and I give so much relationship advice to other people. And then when it applies to my life, I'm like, oh, please, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, same.
I'm not doing the healthy thing.
I'm running right for that door.
I know. I'm not going to trust people and just let it happen. Like, no, I'm going to self-sabotage.
It's my money and I need it now.
I'm like, prenup? Yeah, you guys can have a prenup, okay? Shit happens in life. But then if my partner presents me with a prenup, I'm like, who do you think you are?
Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
I'm the problem. It's me. I'm just kidding. All this is satire. I really am a great person.
Same.
Yeah. It's okay. We're learning to trust people, but there's so many people out there that you just can't trust.
We're like onions. We're going to peel back the layers of trust.
Exactly.
What kind of onion would you be?
Is there different kinds? Is there different kinds?
Yeah, like a yellow onion, a sweet onion, a Vidalia onion,
a
red onion.
I would be the kind that they eat in holes. You know that kind? The kind that keeps away the yellow spotted lizards.
I don't remember which kind that was.
Wait, what?
I don't remember which kind that was.
I don't know either. I think they were red or white.
Red onion.
They were sweet though.
I just be a red, white, and sweet onion.
Yes,
okay.
That's what I am.
Perfect.
Red, white, and sweet.
Like the red scarf.
I did. Oh yes, full circle. I did just watch Holes. It's an incredible movie. What?
Period.
The red scarf. You mean period? Okay.
That was our longest tangent we've ever gone on.
I love it though.
That was fun. Okay.
It was fun. Okay, let's get back. Okay, here's something that I think I'm going to be on the opposite wavelength of.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not giving anyone my earrings in my will? Context. When I was young, I was given a pair of handmade gold earrings from my grandmother. She died when I was 12. I still wear them to this day. So I, 30 female, have cancer. It's one of the most survivable ones, so I'm trying not to be too worried. To be on the safe side, though, I decided I would update my will just in case something were to happen. I left the house to my husband, 30 male, and divided my money 3 ways to go to him, my daughter, 5 female, and my sister, 29, female. However, when my sister found my will, she was livid. That was because I had said that if I were to die, I would like to be buried with my earrings as they are very special to me. My sister said that she should get the earrings after I die to be close to me. I don't want to give it to her though. It was given to me as a gift and it holds sentimental value. I even got my ears pierced again so that I wouldn't have to swap out the earrings. I told her that it was mine and she wouldn't get it, to which she ran to our mom. My mom is telling me to give it to her while I'm still alive since my sister is already scared for me and doesn't need this stress. I don't want to, but I'm wondering if I'm the asshole if I told her no. Am I the asshole?
So I kind of have like just a different take on it in general.
Okay.
I think I would just give them to my daughter if that were me.
Oh, cute.
I would give them to I would want my daughter to have them, I think.
Yeah.
What's your take?
I just think possessions like this are so, like, when you pass away, why do you care about possessions? Like, I kind of feel like I might have like a weird view on this, but I even feel like cemeteries and like caskets are all like kind of pointless.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I'm like, if I die, I don't have a will yet, but if I die, like my whole body, donate all the organs that can be used by another living person, and the rest can be donated to science and try to use it for good. And then anything else, just like bury me in a tree or like cremate me and then just like throw me somewhere
That's
random.
what I want. Yeah.
Like,
I have 3
care.
places I want to be thrown.
Where?
Westchester.
I thought you were going to be like the Atlantic Ocean. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wildwood.
Keep going.
Because I go there every year with my family. And there's a park named after my grandpa in my hometown.
Oh, I love that.
So Westchester, Wildwood, and the Sedalia Park.
I love that. Okay.
Because I don't need to be taking up space in the air.
I know. That's how I feel. I'm like, if anyone can use my body, like, I don't even care about that. Take it.
Oh, yeah, same. I'm an organ donor, 100%.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, earrings? Please. I don't give a shit what I'm buried with. I don't even have to be buried.
I understand, like, the sentimental part of it for her, but I agree with that part. And like I said, I would just give them to my daughter. Like, my mom passed away, and her wedding ring, my sister has, I believe, for my niece, who is, like, my mom's firstborn grandchild.
Aww,
you know what I mean? So, like, for me,
that.
that's, like, the progression of, like, passing it down.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like with jewelry and things like that, like, wouldn't you rather have it be passed down like that?
Yeah. Like, it's going to go to waste. Like, if it's with you in your casket, like, if you do believe in an afterlife, then your physical body, like, doesn't even matter. And if you don't believe in an afterlife, then your physical body doesn't even matter even more, right? Because you're just done. So why do you care? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing, though. It's like, this is something that she cares about. And just because I don't care about it, does it mean that she's in the wrong? Like, she's not really in the wrong, but I mean, I don't think she's an asshole, but I can't imagine caring about it enough to the point where there's no way I can be swayed, even when my sister, who I love dearly enough to leave her a third of my belongings, can't even, like, if she's emotional over it and then you're that close with her and that can't even sway you, it's like, how could you care that much? But
No,
like,
I agree.
just because I don't care doesn't mean that other people don't.
Right.
There are a few edits.
Okay.
OP said, to clear some stuff up, the earrings are not heirlooms. They were a gift made solely for me. My sister did not like my grandmother. She even refused a necklace our grandma got her because she thought it was too ugly. My daughter has many other earrings, necklaces, rings, and other jewelry I'm getting for her. I'm thinking about finishing the other half-finished set and giving it to my daughter, but it's really expensive, so I'm not sure. I guess there was another pair of earrings along with this special pair. I have thyroid cancer, but luckily it was caught early and I am undergoing treatment, so please don't worry. And then a second edit said, my sister went snooping and found my will in my office. I was leaving her only $20,000 if I were to die. My daughter has way more money than my sister. She'll get $1.3 million after my death. Holy shit. I would be cutting. No, I'm just kidding. I made it so that she wouldn't get the money too young and live a normal life. My husband has a very good job and makes $200,000 a year, so I'm not worried that he won't be able to manage. I'm seriously considering removing my sister completely after her bullshit. I don't talk to my daughter much about my cancer because I don't want her to think of me as sick, so we tried to fill her life up with happy memories. Again, my earrings are not heirlooms. They were made for me and me alone. The house is going to my daughter. If me and my husband were to die, she'll be inheriting the house as soon as she turns 21. Okay. Okay, I get it. There's like a lot of other stuff that
Yeah.
everyone else is getting, and this is just one thing that's important to OP. Okay.
Yeah, my mom always, like, she always would say that she'd be like, if anything were to ever happen, never fight about, like, money or, like,
Yeah.
things. Like, if, like, our house, for example, like, both my parents, my dad still says this. He's like, if someone needs a place,
Yeah.
like, do not sell this house.
Aw.
Like, on whoever else needs it. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, both my sisters have houses, so I guess he's looking out for me. Thank you,
Yes.
Dad. I don't know what a house in music is gonna do for me when I live in Philly and work in Philly. But like that was always their thing. Like, you're never gonna fight. I would never fight over something tangible, like a tangible
Yeah.
object, I don't think. I mean, how much were these custom earrings worth though? Like, again,
Yeah.
like what, like you said, I agree with your point. Like, I don't think she's an asshole, but at the same time, I think her sister's a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
Honestly. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I just don't get, like, I wouldn't fight over that. And I would just give them to my
Yeah.
daughter. But
I don't think OP's an asshole for having one thing that she really cares about. But yeah, I feel like the edits changed my mind a little bit because it's not like this is her most valuable asset that's going underground and nobody's getting value from it. Everyone is getting value from her will. So that does kind of change my mind a little bit.
yeah.
I just don't understand the like, I want to be buried with this. It's like, you're never, I don't know. It's not something that I've ever understood from any example of like
Right.
someone passing away and having like one thing that they really care about. I'm like, it's really like, how does it affect you once you die?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think she's an asshole at all. I don't understand where she's coming from, but I think she has a right to feel the way that she wants to feel. And that's her choice. So she's valid in her decision
Mm-hmm.
to be buried with the earrings.
Yeah. And I like have this dream. My daughter-in-law kills me for the money.
Shut up. I have
She
the same
thinks I
dream.
left her in the will.
The family gathers around.
And someone screams out.
She's
laughing
laughing up at us from hell. I had the same dream.
No, but like, for real, come on. Why are we fighting about the jewels?
Jewels.
Don't fight about the jewels. You got cancer. She doesn't need to worry about that, sis.
No, that's so
Stop.
true.
Like, you
that's
know,
so true. And then the
She doesn't
sister.
have to worry about that fight.
Yeah. And then the sister's like, I only get $20,000. It's like $20K?
Sis, go get a job.
Yeah, my sister's gotten nothing. And I'm just kidding. But I feel like usually does your sister get something if you die?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like it's mostly just your kids, right? I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, like I have all my stuff going to my nieces and nephews.
You have a will?
And not a will, but like my beneficiaries or whatever for like my retirement and everything else.
Oh my God, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that.
No.
Should I just make you mine?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really have anyone to leave my stuff to. Just kidding. But I guess I'll just leave it all to my sister.
Yeah. If
I don't know. I
that's
don't
what
have
I would have
children.
done.
Yeah.
I would have left, and then like if my sister Danielle has kids, then I would add her kids to it.
Right.
So I actually think that I have to add my most recent niece to it. I don't think that I added it after she was
Yeah.
born because she's not even a year yet. But then
Wow.
it'll be 4 ways. Not that there's
Wow.
much in there,
Okay.
but
Side tangent. I think this was a Reddit story that I don't have a link to it pulled up, but it's very relevant to this. So this couple, the guy, he lost his best friend. His best friend passed away tragically, and he was in his best friend's will. And the day after the best friend died, the mother of the best friend called OP and said, you were in his will. Do you want 33% of his inheritance or whatever was left to you? And OP was like, in the heat of the moment, he was super caught up in emotion, and he was like, I don't even want it. Like, I don't want anything. Like, he was just mourning, grieving the loss of his best friend. And that was that. And then weeks later, he came to his senses and he's like, oh wait, I actually should take this because he's entitled to it. It was left to him.
right,
But
you wanted him to have it.
Yeah, but he already told the deceased person's mother that he doesn't want to accept anything. And so they were like, can we now go back? He and his partner were like, can we now go back and ask the deceased friend's mother for his inheritance? Or is that like greedy?
Yeah, that'd be tough. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I think he should ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if they left it to you, then they wanted you to have it.
Yeah.
So to me, it would be like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think it's necessarily greedy.
I don't think it's greedy at all, because obviously when you receive money after a tragic loss, it's like nothing compares supposed to, it's not like it's making up for anything. It's just what you rightfully deserve and what was righted to you.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of having a will.
Yeah, exactly.
And like leaving certain people in it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, I really don't even think that's that dramatic. Like, I think if anything, if it was his best friend and his mom was the one talking to you about it, you may or may not have a good relationship with the mom. And then you should be able to talk to her. And then also people were saying, like, don't freak out just because you said out loud one time over the phone that you don't want it. Like, legally, it still is yours. So it's likely that you'll get it regardless of if you want it. But I was like, I don't even think that's that dramatic. Like, I think calling the mom and being like, hey, I know you mentioned that he left me something in his will. In the heat of the moment, I was caught up in emotion. I was grieving. I said I didn't want it. After thinking about it, I would want it because I can use that money for experiences in my life that I know he would want me to have. Like, anything like that, I feel like is so valid. And I know if I was the mom and he said he didn't want it, I feel like I would still push it on him.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, a will is like a legal document.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like kind of has to be followed.
Totally. Yeah.
Who knows too? Maybe he had debts and there was not much left anyways, you know?
True.
By the time you pay out the estate and everything like that.
Yeah. Wow, wills are so interesting.
Yeah, I know. I should make one.
I hope I don't.
Who do I want to leave my student debt to? That's all I got.
I know. Who am I leaving the podcast to?
Me.
Yes. Have it. Okay, you can choose which ones you want. I'm going to tell you the options.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for taking money from my wife's fun account to pay for my computer that she broke? Am I the asshole for changing my mind about merging finances with my fiance? I found out on Thanksgiving that my husband has a secret bank account. I'm not sure what to do.
I'm interested about that secret bank account. Yeah. Yep.
This is so fun. Okay.
Show me the money.
I found out on Thanksgiving that my husband had a secret bank account. I'm not sure what to do. My husband, 36 male, and I, 32 female, have been married for a year and a half. We dated for 8 years. I broke up with him 3 months before we were married because of financial issues. He's terrible with money and has unnecessary debt. For example, he didn't make a single student loan payment for 2 years because he didn't know he had to. The deal was we needed to figure out our finances/debt before I wanted to get married. He kept putting it off until the wedding was 3 months away. I was frantic and told him that we needed to get this figured out. He told me we could do it after the wedding. I was not okay with that. Long story short, we got in a fight. His friend said that I was being unreasonable, so he wouldn't meet me in the middle. So I called off the wedding. We then broke up a few weeks later. When we were broken up, he was devastated. He begged me to go to counseling and said he'd do anything to make this right. I was furious that he didn't make this a priority until now. We had a 2-year-old daughter. She was miserable going back and forth between houses. He was trying, and I decided for the sake of our child to give it another chance. We dated another 2 years and decided to get married. He told me the only debt he currently had was his student loan, $44,000. Well, 2 months after the wedding, so about 1 year ago, I was excited to get debts paid off and start preparing financially for the future. I signed on to his Credit Karma account and saw that he had almost $5,000 on a credit card that had been slowly accruing interest the past year. He was late on over half the payments. Not only that, but he owed the IRS $28,000 for his taxes that he had still not paid. I confronted him about it and was furious he didn't tell me about it. He said he didn't know. I told him how could he not know? He said he thought it was way less. He didn't save any money from his job for taxes that entire year. I was devastated. I just graduated with my master's degree and my employer gave me $5,900 to pay for my final semester. I had also saved a $6,000 college fund for our daughter and another $5,000 to a savings to pay off my school. We had not yet combined accounts, and all of this money was from overtime at my job. I sobbed. We had no savings, no retirement, and just when I thought I was making progress, I have all of this surprise debt. I never had credit card debt and worked 3 jobs in college to pay off my loans. I was so close to paying my loan debt off. I used the combined $16,900 to pay off his credit card and the rest of his taxes. He's a contractor, and the next few months he picked up extra work and promised me he'd have enough to pay it off, which he claimed happened the this last January. Fast forward to this year, we've been making a ton of money. The only debt we have are our student loans. I've been picking up 15 to 20 extra trauma shifts a month at the hospital since July to pay off our loans when the payment pause stops in January. I've been able to save $40,000 in a bank account since then. I felt amazing. I worked so hard and see an end in sight. Yesterday, Thanksgiving, I was going through the mail when I saw a bank statement for my husband from a bank I didn't recognize. I opened it and he had a checking account with $2,000 in it. There were 3 to 4 eating out purchases on it each week for October and November. When I confronted him, he said it was an old account and he forgot he even had it. I asked why there were weekly purchases on it, if that was true. He kept lying and I finally snapped. I told him if he didn't tell me the truth, I was going to lose it. He confessed he still hadn't paid off his taxes and still owed $6,000. He had been using the account to make monthly payments to the IRS because he thought I'd be mad. He also had another $2,800 balance on one of his credit cards. I lost it. I screamed and cried. We have been making a ton of money. He's been taking a trip every month with his coworkers, $1,000 to $2,000 trips. We've been eating out. We just bought him a truck. I've been frugal and killing myself with these extra shifts. There was absolutely no excuse why this was not paid off. I don't know what to do. I'm so upset. He was supposed to go on a trip with his friend to go hunting this weekend. I told him to get the hotel refunded. He is not going anywhere. I don't know what to do. I don't trust him with money. I'm such an idiot. I absolutely freaked out. Now I feel guilty I overreacted. I'm not sure how to think or feel.
No, I don't think she's overreacting
Not at all. I think she's underreacting.
Yeah, me too. No. Does he have like a gambling addiction or anything? Like, where is this?
I think she would know if he had a gambling addiction. I think he just doesn't understand how to save money and how to live within your means.
Yeah, but you know, when you're married to someone and like that is spilling over into your own life, you have kids.
Yeah.
All of that, like that's a reflection of you at that point. You know what I mean? It's not about like, I can't save money. We all love to spend, believe me, you know, but like when at the end of the day, if you're taking care of someone and you're responsible for someone else, it's reflecting on your character.
It's like she got back together with him. They broke up because of this problem, his financial illiteracy. And then they got back together because he was trying. But it's like, I'm not trying to blame OP for getting back together with him, but shouldn't they have figured out a solution to the problem other than just he's trying? Because it's like he showed you who he was for 8 years. He had thousands, tens of thousands of dollars of debt of all different kinds that he owed, and she paid all of it off. And it's like, how is that going to help him other than just showing him that when he makes dumbass decisions, she's going to save his ass? Right.
Yeah, no. And that just spills over into you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that'll then in turn eventually affect like your credit score and this and that. And like,
oh my God, I'd be so mad.
Yeah, me too. I'd flip. No way.
I would set non-negotiables immediately. Like, I'm not taking on any more shifts, any more overtime, or whatever she wants to work for herself, she can. But no more overtime that would be going into joint accounts or going to debt that he accrued. I would force him to figure it out, and I would divorce him if he didn't get his shit together in the next month and have a solid plan, like written down on paper about how you're going to pay back these debts every single month and how many hours it's going to take you to work to pay back these debts, and set that weekly amount and set up a payment plan
and get a financial advisor, all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he has to do it. And if he doesn't do it, I would absolutely walk out the door.
Me too.
I hate it when people don't know how to handle themselves.
You can't mess around with money in debt. Like, you cannot.
No.
And the IRS, like, they will take everything of yours. And you're married to that man. They'll come for your stuff next. They don't stop. They don't care. The IRS sees you as a number.
That's
you know what
so
I mean?
true.
Like, they don't give a shit. They'll take your car. They'll take your house.
Yeah.
Everything. No.
I was going to say nothing. This is dramatic, but like almost nothing is more of a turnoff than financial illiteracy or the lack of being able to handle yourself and your money. And then when someone is able to handle their money and live their own life, I'm like, damn, that is like the number one thing I look for in a person is like, are you able to function as an individual and be a human and be able to pay taxes and invest wisely so that you can set up a fulfilling life for yourself? And it's like, like sad that money is so important because it's like, oh, you don't need money to be happy. But it's like money buys freedom in our world. And I am very freedom driven. Therefore, I'm very money driven. So I'm like, I just wouldn't even put up with this shit. I couldn't date someone for 8 years and have a kid with them if they were that financially illiterate. Like,
no, me
what?
either. And I just think too, like, not even the money part of it. I think it ties into like motivation in general.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like, you're not motivated to make money. Like, what are you like? Like, are you, I don't know. I think like, are they going to do laundry? Are they going to do this? Like, where is the drive to do anything?
Yeah.
Like, showing up and doing your job is almost basic for me. You know what I mean? And we've talked about this before. Like, I feel like we're like kind of like paper chasers. Like, I like making money. Like, I love it. You know what I mean? I have 2 jobs. Like, I enjoy making money, but like, I also just think in general, me as a person, I'm a motivated person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like, I keep a clean house. I do this. I like to cook for myself. I like to do this. Like, and that motivation is like, it's going to spill over. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be motivated for your house. Like, anything, God forbid, were to happen to you, think about your daughter.
No, that's so true.
You know what I mean? Right? Because they have a kid. Do they have a kid?
They have a 2-year-old daughter.
Yeah, think about your daughter. Like, if anything were to happen to you, this man is not responsible enough to take care of himself.
Yes.
Never mind your daughter.
Yeah.
Who's going to put food on the table?
Totally.
That's the part that would get me mad.
Yeah. And then it's like, on top of just laziness, it's like, is it laziness or is it just you're straight up dumb? Because we live in the United States. She was using the IRS. I'm going to assume that they live here. You live in the United States. You know that you have to pay taxes. Like, anyone that has common sense would know that you have to pay taxes and you can't spend every dollar that you make.
Yeah. When you're a contractor, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it reflecting on just his intelligence? Like, is he actually missing something that he doesn't know that he needs to pay taxes?
Right.
Or is he just lazy and all of the like, oh, I didn't know, I had to pay it. Those are excuses. Because it's like, I mean, some people are just dumb, but like at the same time, how can you not know that you have to pay back a loan that you took out? Like, that's what loan means. So it's like, you're either incredibly lazy and you make excuses constantly, or you're incredibly unintelligent and you lack common sense.
Yeah.
Either of those is a turnoff, and both of them together is just a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. No, she's not in the wrong at all. I'd be flipping.
Yes. I feel so bad for her. I think she kind of underreacted, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think she had a right to go off way more than she did. And
I agree.
I think that she doesn't deserve to be with someone like this because they're draining her. She works so hard. She's done so much for him. And it's like, what is he doing for her?
Yeah, she's putting food on the table.
Yeah, exactly. While he's taking trips with his friends and she's paying off his debt.
And she's working 20 extra hours a month in the trauma unit.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
No.
Pack your bags and go to Aspen forever.
Yeah, bring your daughter with you.
No, leave the daughter here. Leave your daughter here.
Wait.
You don't want to help her? Leave her here.
Wait, leave the daughter
with mom.
Oh my God, I'm saying for the mom to go to Aspen.
Oh yeah, I meant like him like going on a trip with his boys or whatever. Go ahead, go on the trip and don't come back.
Oh yeah.
Don't come back.
I'd be making my own bank accounts.
Yeah.
And not putting $1 into his.
No, yeah, I'd be the next one hiding my money then.
Yep.
And like she said, she put 40 grand away or something like that. Like
40 grand.
I'd be like, you're not touching that 40 grand.
Hell no.
Nope.
Hell no.
Keep your dirty paws off the 40 grand.
So
you lazy rat.
Imagine how many shifts you have to work as a nurse to make 40 grand in just a few months.
Yeah.
Like, she works so much. She doesn't deserve this.
Nope.
The top comment was, do something. Firstly, try and secure your own accounts and debts. Better safe than sorry. Secondly, it's okay. You shouldn't feel guilty for confronting a problem he keeps forgetting about. Oh my God, she shouldn't feel guilty at all.
No.
Not one
No guilt.
hint of guilt.
He should feel guilty.
Yes. Thirdly, take care of yourself. Don't do extra shifts that exhaust you because he needs the money or because he keeps forgetting to pay his debts. Facts. Fourthly, how many people is he taking on these restaurant trips? What even is there that costs $1,000? She basically is saying that he writes all of his meals off as business expenses because he's a contractor, so they can go out to eat. And then he just is like, oh, it's a business expense. You can't even fully write off food, by the way, at least not in the state of Pennsylvania. 50% of food is written off if it's actually a business expense. Oh my God, I just hate this guy.
Yeah,
like, you own a business and you don't understand how money works? You don't understand that you have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
I can't deal with people like this.
No.
Yeah. I feel like nothing else is relevant in the comments. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I feel bad for her.
Me too.
Horrible.
Yeah. Should we do one more?
Yeah, I don't care.
So, changing my mind about merging finances, taking money out of my wife's fun account, or my dad wants money from a check I received.
You pick this time.
Okay. I'm going to do merging finances because we'll see if I'm being a hypocrite
Okay.
again. Okay. Am I the asshole for changing my mind about merging finances with my fiance? I, 39 male, am engaged to Tina, 32 female. We work in different fields and I make about 15% more than her. When we were dating, we got along so well that we knew we'll be spending the rest of our lives together. Imagine that. That's crazy.
Can't imagine.
I love that, like, every episode that we have, we're just, like, diving deeper into how chronically single we are.
Oh, how old were they?
He's older. He's 39 and she's 32.
Hey, we got some time.
Yeah, we have time. We talked about it. I have a funny side tangent. My friend is getting married next year and he was having an existential crisis about getting older. And he's like, I'm just like, we're entering a new stage in our life. And like, he's talking about this like with his fiance. And the way he said it was so funny. He's like, it's not even about getting married. Like, I'm so excited to get married. It's about responsibility. Like, imagine having to mow a lawn. And he's like having a crisis about mowing a lawn. I was like, you don't even have to have a lawn if you don't want to.
Yeah, they don't need a lawn.
Yeah.
That's true.
I was talking him off a cliff, but then when it comes to myself, I'm like, oh my God, 26?
No, for real. Yeah.
Like,
give me some responsibility.
Yeah.
But really, I don't even know that I could handle it. Oh, God. I'm with them. Down with the American lawn. I want a yard of wildflowers.
Oh my God, I love that. That's the most healthy thing to do, I think.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, for the earth. It's like having the green lawn that's like perfect is actually like really bad for the environment because it's like one species of plant when there would have been wildflowers.
Yeah.
Wildflower lawns.
Yeah, in my concrete jungle, Philadelphia. Third floor
Just
apartment.
on a concrete lawn.
Concrete
There you go. Yeah, third floor apartment.
Yeah.
Back at it. So sorry. Okay. He's 39. OP's 39 male. Tina, 32 female. Here we go. We talked about it and we decided early on to combine our finances when we do get married. We then got engaged and things fell apart when I discovered the details of her finances. I've always lived a frugal life. I wear ordinary clothes and drive ordinary cars. Tina has always dressed better and drove better cars. It's been a running joke in our friend group that she's marrying down. I've always laughed and didn't mind. She looks amazing, like she just stepped out of a magazine cover. Now that we're engaged, we went through our finances in detail. I don't want to go into too much detail, so I'll be brief. The money that I don't spend, I invest. My assets and investments are roughly 20 times of hers, and she owes about $50,000 spread over several cards and $75,000 on her new electric car. If she cashed out her investments and retirement, she still wouldn't have enough to pay off her debt. I was shocked into silence. I don't make that much more than her, so I always figured our asset levels are close. I never imagined there would be such a wide gap, and that doesn't even include her debt. After thinking about it for weeks, I finally told Tina the other day that I want to keep our finances separate until she pays off her debt. I don't want to say I do and then immediately take on $125,000 of debt. If I'm being honest, I'm also thinking about talking to an attorney about the pros and cons of a prenup. I didn't tell her about the attorney part because she blew up at me for going back on our merging agreement. She argued that we'd always talked about joining our lives and sharing everything, and now I'm having doubts. I told her I have no doubts about spending the rest of my life with her. I just don't want to take on that much debt. Am I the asshole for changing my mind?
No, I don't think so.
No. I think if he left her because of this, he wouldn't be an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, no.
No.
Not an asshole.
Not an asshole at all.
Mm-mm.
Crazy. If I was dating someone, I guess this just ties back into what we were just talking about. It's like the amount of debt that someone has when they're spending in this way, like when they're just frivolously spending, buying designer clothes, driving the best of the best cars just to look good. And then you have $125,000 in debt. That's a reflection of who you are. That's a reflection of your financial literacy, your financial intelligence, and I just think your intelligence in general. Like, I just feel like it says something about a person if you're so caught up in wearing designer clothing and driving expensive cars just to look good, and then on the back end you're in that much debt. Like, that says something about your character, I think.
Yeah.
And if you found that out about someone, it's like, that's not someone that I want to marry. I want to marry someone that is prioritizing long-term freedom and experiences and setting yourself up for for success in all areas of your life, instead of blowing every dollar you make and more, spending beyond your means, just so you can wear designer stuff so that people think you're cool.
Yeah, I think too it just goes along with like being a responsible person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think like there's obviously some debts that are like everyone needs a car. Well, like you don't need one, but pretty much you do need one depending on what your job is and where you live and everything else. But like I would love a Tesla or, you know, a $75,000 electric vehicle. Yep. I'm probably going to have to buy a car soon. Like I have a 2003 Toyota Camry. It's going to kick the can eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't be buying a Tesla. I would be buying a car that I could afford the payment on, and then I'd be working to pay it off before like the 5-year loan or whatever year loan I would have gotten out to pay for the car in the first place would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
exactly. No, I feel like that's why I'm not trying to say that all debt is bad, because obviously there's people that grow up with no money. They're not as privileged as other people were. And you have to take out student loans, car payments, house payments, like loans for many things. But I don't think that's the problem. Like that's just life. If someone had debt and they were working their ass off to pay it off and it was loans that they had to take and they weren't spending frivolously beyond their means, like that's different.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's a good quality about someone is that if they have debt and they're working towards it, that shows their character. But it's like, it also shows your character to spend beyond your means in order to be flashy so that other people have a certain vision of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's why.
Yeah, well, that's where the difference is. Yeah, the frivolous part. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I agree with that. I don't think he's wrong at all. I'd be like trying to keep that separate too.
Oh my God, I think I would. Ugh. It's so hard because it's like I said, can't imagine loving someone for that many years and then leaving them over one thing. But I just think money is so important in our world today that if you don't know how to manage your money or spend within your means, that's just a huge turnoff for me.
Same. And I think I would start resenting. So I'd be like, oh, like it sound like I'm going to sound like a boomer or whatever. But I'd be like, oh, like you're going to go to Starbucks and get like, you know what I mean? Like it would be that like the little things like
oh no me too
all the time would be like really like and then you can't say that because it's not your money and like you can't really tell someone what to do with their money, but I would feel some type of way about everything, you know what I mean?
I think it's also, I guess OP doesn't really relate to this, but because OP doesn't care to wear expensive clothes and drive expensive cars. But for me, it's like, like you said, I would love to have a Tesla. I would love to be able to buy whatever I wanted, whatever clothing I wanted, regardless of how much it costs. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to spend within my means and budget wisely to set myself up for the future. So then if I had a partner that was doing the opposite of that and buying things anyway while I was holding back and living responsibly, and then we had to merge our finances and my responsible habits were then overshadowed by their irresponsibility because now your credit is combined and your debts are merged because now you're married. So I would 100% have resentment, especially because it's like I'm not jealous of people that can spend more money than me if they work for it and they make more. Like, go off.
That's your money. Yeah.
But I would resent someone so deeply if they did that and then the negative consequences fell back on me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my gosh, I'd be so mad.
Yeah, I'd be out.
Yeah, that would be a non-negotiable for me.
Me too.
I'd be like, absolutely not. Because then it's like the girlfriend gets mad or the fiance is like, you're going back on your promise. Like, you promised we would merge finances. And it's like, I think that you could argue that there's a reasonable expectation that we promised to build a life together. And it's hard to say because, maybe out loud she never said that she had great finances. Like, maybe she never claimed to. But I don't know. I feel like she's kind of using him a little bit. It's giving that vibe. And then, I don't know. I just think that any reasonable person would be on OP's side and see that she's the little asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be about that.
Yeah. Oh my God, please. If somebody seriously had $125,000 worth of debt and they were like, but you said we're going to merge finances. I'd be like, well, you said you could afford that fucking car you've been driving around. And obviously you can't.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
No, that'd be too much.
Yeah, I'd say end it now. If she can't agree to not merging I think that OP is even being too nice because he's still giving her a chance.
Yeah, I don't know that I would like run away, but I would definitely be like, what is your plan for this? Like,
totally.
how are you, where are you going to plan to pedal back to pay off your debts?
Okay.
So that it doesn't affect me.
Yes, you're right.
And what we can do together. You know what I mean?
You're right. I'll say what I said in the last story. Yeah. Like, I will give you another chance or continue to give you chances if we can make a solid black and white plan on a calendar with how many dollars you're going to earn every week and where those dollars are going to go. And you're not buying one more expensive item that's unnecessary until all this debt is paid off. And that would be a non-negotiable for me, I think.
Yeah, you would definitely just have to come up with like a good financial plan.
Yeah. Totally. This really turned into a finance episode.
Yeah.
Right before we started recording, I asked Jimmy if he wanted to do a finance episode, and he said no. And then I totally turned this. After the second story, I'm like, so prenup or no prenup?
We want prenup. We want prenup.
Speaking of Kanye.
Unless.
I know, I'm like.
Just kidding.
I'm like, I'm such a hypocrite now.
No.
Guys, I'm really not a hypocrite. Once I find love and once I can trust someone, I will feel maybe differently.
Me too.
We'll see.
Think about the day when we get to record this and we're like, I'm so happy.
Yeah, we're going to be like, I'm married. And you know what? No prenup. We merged all the finances. I took on their $700,000 of debt.
All my student loans gone. Everything. Yep.
Yeah. I liked this episode.
This is a good one. It was all over the place. I love it.
It was all over the place.
Yeah.
Do I still call it On the Fence?
What should it be called?
I don't know. The first few stories I was definitely on the fence for them. But then the second few, when it comes to money, I'm like, well, I know where I stand here.
Run me my check.
Yes. Maybe it'll be called We Want Prenup, ... or do we?
Yeah. Prenup or not.
Yes. To prenup or not to prenup. But then what if we want to do a full episode about prenups? I guess we'll just think of a different title for that one in the future.
Yeah. I feel like every episode anymore that I'm on, it's just like cutting every string that I have left to even try. Like, I'm going to talk to someone, they're not going to know about the podcast. They're going to be like all in, and then they're going to be like, oh God.
I know. No, I seriously feel like part of me on this podcast, it's like, this is how I feel in a black and white world where like everything is cut and dry.
And we don't know anything more than what's written down. Yes.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, these crazy people who are cheating, they have debt. I'm like, no, end it, cut it off, hate them. I would never put up with that shit.
No, cheating, I'm cutting off no matter what.
Oh, facts. That's true.
That one's not going anywhere.
That's true. Okay, so we won't say cheating. We'll say everything else.
Yeah.
I'm like, dump them. That's how I feel, like I said, in a black and white world.
Red flag.
Where we know 2 paragraphs about your whole life. I am well aware that everyone lives a life that is just as intricate and complicated as mine and yours. And when it comes down to it, it's like, will I take my own advice? I don't know. And have I lost trust in the entire human population? No.
Almost.
A lot of it, but not all of it. I know there's good people. So then when I'm like, I would never trust a man. It's like, well, I trust Jimmy. That's good.
I think we should end this on a really positive note. And I listened to another podcast this morning that was based on gratitude. And my friend Maria is a teacher, a gifted teacher, and she was on it speaking about how she does an opening thing every day with her kids. She's
a teacher?
Yep.
Did you say?
And every day there's a new prompt of like gratitude, and they take the first 2 minutes to talk about it.
I love that.
So one of the ones that she used an example, and it doesn't have to be like in depth. It could be like very simple. So what is a smell that you are grateful for?
Oh my God, a smell that I'm grateful for? Okay, let me think for a second. I would say the houses of people that I love. There's actually so many though, but you know how everyone's house has a smell? My cousin's house has a smell, and it smells so good. And I just have so many positive memories of growing up, hanging out with them, playing with them at my aunt and uncle's house. And then it's actually Trisha on the podcast. Yes, we obviously grew up very close, and their house just just smells so good. And then another one of my aunts has a beach house in Wildwood.
Oh.
It smells so good. It's like nostalgic. It's coastal.
Yeah, it reminds you of the beach.
So good.
Good
Yes.
memories. Yeah.
Yes. What's yours?
I was going to say, yeah, like peppermint almost smell. My grandpa, when I was growing up, he would like always have peppermints. And like they would always have them in their car. Like their car still smells like peppermints. My grandma still has his car. She doesn't drive, but they still have his car. So I would say like the smell of peppermints because it reminds me of my grandparents and like growing up.
That.
So
That's so sweet.
at the end of the day, we could be grateful for what we have, right? Even
oh my
if
gosh,
it's not
yes.
every day.
I'm so sentimental like that. I feel like I got on this podcast and I'm like, fuck them.
Right.
Like, they
Yeah.
suck. But I'm like, wait, no.
And
People
now
are good.
Yeah, and I want to adopt that like I told my friend Maria, I was like, I'm going to do that now. Like in my speech sessions every day.
Yeah.
So once a week I'll have one gratitude prompt and we're going to do that for the first 2 minutes of every session.
I love
Because we always
that.
have a little conversation, how was your weekend, whatever, but it gets boring after a while. So that's like something that could be a little more insightful and like maybe spread some positive vibes
Yeah.
all up in there.
I have this thing called 5-Minute Journal. It's an app and they have a physical one, but I have the app. I haven't used it in a while, but same idea. You write down 3 things you're grateful for today. And I feel like when you first start, you're like, well, what am I grateful for? But there's so many things to be grateful for, even just like the sun and like waking up with a blanket on you.
Yeah.
Even just waking up and then having a job. It's like, oh, I have to go work and like sit on my computer. But it's like so many people do not even have that privilege that I'm so grateful for my job. And now we do this and I'm even more grateful.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm grateful for you too.
I'm grateful for you.
That was so cute.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Same.
That was so cute. Okay, one more thing. I am thankful that we can change our minds. I feel like that, I don't know, I feel like I come on the podcast and I seem like so like hard and I'm like, ugh, but then I'm like, I feel like I'm just a very soft person, like deep down, like especially that one story about the gym. I'm like, oh my God, the guy, he's gonna take the girlfriend out to dinner with the referral points he got. And it's like, you can take her out to dinner like anytime, but I'm like crying that he like chose to spend referral points on her.
Right, knowing that he messed up and everything. Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that's so nice.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for second chances.
Exactly.
And we would give these people that we talk about a second chance, I'm sure.
Yes, totally.
Unless it comes to them taking my money.
Yeah.
Or cheating.
True.
Or cheating.
Money's a non-negotiable.
Or cheating.
But I do know some people that are very nice, even though they're men. Is that horrible?
No,
I just like
hilarious.
we come on here and I'm just like, this man sucks. This man sucks. This man's an idiot. But I'm like, there are some good ones. I'm talking to you.
And ladies, y'all can be assholes too.
Yeah. Yeah. We should do a whole episode about women being assholes.
I can't be on that.
Why? Oh, yeah, I guess you
I'll
can.
get killed.
Just like a man-hating women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
She-Man Woman Hater Club. Do you ever watch Little Rascals?
No.
My favorite movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it. Wait, what's your favorite movie? Is that your favorite movie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wasn't sure if you were just like, people are like, that's my favorite movie.
No,
It's
I
like
could
you've seen it
quote the whole
once.
movie. I could quote the entire movie.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's She's the Man.
Okay,
I could
classic.
quote the whole movie.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Holes is a top 3 probably too.
With the red, white, and sweet onions.
Yep, just like me. Okay, let's wrap it up. Hopefully you guys like this episode. It was a lot. It was very fluid. I thought it was fun though.
It was
I
a
thought
great
the camera
time.
just died again. I just like looked at
Squirrel. Yeah, I hope everyone had a great time listening.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what we talked about.
Neither. I don't know what to call the episode.
This felt like the most conversational episode yet because I
Yeah.
feel like we were just like truly like,
Yeah.
let's talk. Oh, my voice. Where did my voice go? Let's talk. I felt like we were like, let's talk.
Yeah, I kind of loved it.
I loved it.
Did I say that in a deep voice? Did my voice sound deep when I said that? Wait, did
A
it?
little bit, I think.
Dude,
it
I
did.
kind of loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
It was really fun.
It was like so fun.
Can we do a whole episode in British accents? Or is that offensive?
Nar. Is that British?
I think
don't
that's
know.
Australian. It's like the memes are like, clear, nar, the condensation. Do you know that meme? It's from H2O, the mermaid show. You're a man, so you probably wouldn't get it. You don't know what that is?
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to be fucking for real for a second. That was horrible. That was actually probably worse than mine, and mine's pretty bad.
I can't do accents.
Just say this. Clear! Translation, Cleo. And then there's this mermaid show. And if they touch... I can't tell if you're laughing or coughing.
I was laughing.
Oh. There's a mermaid show. It was on Nickelodeon back in the day called H2O. The three girls, if they get wet, they turn into mermaids. So in their daily life, they just like get wet crazy like times. They're like, oh my God, she's gonna pop into a tail. And then the one line is like, the one girl's name is Cleo. They're Australian, by the way. And there's like condensation on like a water glass, and it drips onto her leg. And they're like, no, clear, the condensation. And that's how she pops into her tail.
I never saw this.
It's very niche. It's very niche.
Great accent.
All over TikTok. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I'm so bad at it. I'm horrible at the Australian accent.
How's your British accent?
I know that they say garage instead of grudge. I feel like a lot of people would think like the garage would be like grudge. No, I don't know. They say garage. The car is in the garage. I live in London. That was horrible.
Okay, we're not going to do that.
Okay, maybe we won't do an accent episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we leave now?
Yeah, I guess.
This is sad.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening. This episode was a bit unhinged. If this was your first episode listening to us, give us another chance.
Yeah. We might have to scrap it.
We're not scrapping this shit. This is going right up. No edits, nothing.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We hope you liked it. We sure did. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.